Hey guys, it's Cross here with a quick disclaimer. Unfortunately, I will not be in this recording of this podcast due to the severity of my flu. However, I will return on the next episode. Another quick note, our guest's name will be blurred for the sake of his privacy, and his camera will be replaced with a photo of his choice. With that being said, please enjoy the episode.
Welcome, everybody. This is considered episode 4, episode 5. You know, Squiddy?
5, I think. Well,
Episode 5. We did miss an episode.
yeah, I think it'd be 5.
Last 2 weeks ago, we had episode 4, which was our Thanksgiving episode. And then due to Thanksgiving as well as Cross being sick, we weren't able to record for this past Wednesday. So that sucked. So our streak is broken. We broke it at 4. But hey, I think it's pretty good. I'm glad that we've been sticking with it. I wish Cross could be here talking now, but unfortunately he is sick. So everyone that's listening or watching, like with Squiddy.
Yeah,
Um,
jeez.
Squiddy, how's it going? How you doing?
It's going all right. It's going. I'm glad to be here. It's been a couple weeks in the making.
A couple weeks in the making. Yeah, you're right.
But I hope that it's. I hope it's a good one. I hope that I can share a little bit, so you and Cross can and everybody listening and watching can know a little bit more about me. Some people who probably have no clue who I am, but some people I know from your communities know who I am, and so getting to know me a little bit better might be a good thing.
You know what? I'm just staring at a bucket of popcorn with like
Mhm.
these circles reverberating from it. So
Oh
Cross, I
yeah,
don't know if you see that. I feel like we should just take that, change the picture, but keep the circles that are popping off around his thing. I feel like we should definitely add that
I
to
mean
the
you
video for
actually
sure.
that works. Kind of like Discord, how like the green ring whenever you're talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking like you could do that. Just replace the picture with like a triggerfish or something like that.
Yeah,
Not
we'll
a,
just
not a maybe something different. I'll try
we'll
to.
put like a dunce cap for you.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, that works. Yeah, no, do that. That'd be funny.
No. But yeah, this has been a couple weeks in the making. I know, like from the first episode, you wanted to be on the podcast.
Yes, I thought
Why?
it.
Why was that?
I guess for a little while I was thinking to myself, that I've known you guys for I mean, I've known Jacob for I've known all of you, I think, for like 3 years. Um, yeah, I guess recently I started to get to know Cross a little bit more. I started playing with Cross more, gaming with him, and Jacob as well. Jacob, I was always in his streams, but I didn't really get to game as much just because, for a while, I was just stuck on PlayStation. Um, and so just recently I was able to get into more games, and then now on PC I'm able to play more. I was able to play Valorant, able to play games like 7 Days to Die, um, et cetera, et cetera. But I guess that going back, I was thinking to myself, I was like, it'd be nice to open up a little, not yeah, I guess open up a little bit more, just share a little bit about myself. Just because I am I've always been a closed off person.
Mhm.
Um, and so I figured, this would be a good way just to, I guess, show the spot. I don't know. It like come out of the like cocoon that I put myself in. I guess a little bit
Gotcha.
like a butterfly. You know what I mean?
You're like a beautiful little butterfly.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I guess with that, when how you said that you're like very secretive when it comes to your personal life. Is there like
Yeah.
a certain reason why, as to why you're secretive?
Um, I think that I've always been a very closed off person. Just because I'm someone who's very, introverted, doesn't not inherently antisocial, I would say, but I'm definitely a little bit more on the closed off, like keep to myself type thing. And
Mhm.
I've been that way throughout my whole life, and growing up, school, and even now, very closed off person. I'm very particular with who I share certain things with, or with yeah, and so I guess it's just a mix of I'm also someone who's has pretty shitty trust issue. Or can I swear? Is that
Yeah, go for it.
okay? Yeah. Sorry. It just comes off. And then, anyways, I someone who has pretty bad trust issues. And so that's always been a big uh, a big reason as to why. Just because I've always been someone who's had a lot of trust issues because of um, just a lot that's happened.
Mhm.
Um, and I'll get into a little bit of that a little later on. But I also it's also like I kind of got scared into it, like kind of like a childhood like scare type thing. Like I got like it's
Like your parents told you not to talk to strangers, kind of thing.
well, I had some pretty shitty friends growing up,
Mm.
and they weren't great at being supportive or kind to begin with. Um, and so when I was young and I mean like young like I was a kid. And I know I say I'm old, but I still am a kid
No, no.
and and but being younger, like I don't say little, but on the younger end, I got told like so many like terrible things of like what happens when you talk to people, or just like and even outside of just like online, like just how shitty people are, and you know,
Mhm.
and that just kind of closed me off to be like, well, shit, I guess I'm not, guess I'm not gonna do that ever again or do that at all. And so and it kind of just stuck with me. Like I know that there is like I as I got older, like I knew more and more that there is shitty people in this world,
Yeah.
and that um it didn't really matter. Like it was I couldn't keep myself closed off from everybody. Like I needed to, because then I would just be stuck with myself, and there's hundreds of thousands of people in the world, billions, just and you got to talk to them at some point. Um, but yeah, I pretty much got scared into it at a young age, and it kind of just like it always what was in the back of my mind, and it's been a process to try and get out of that. I guess going along with that, I'll get into with the pandemic was really it was the first time that I ever felt it was weird because it was the first time that I ever missed people. I think is a weird way. It's like a weird way to put it, but I missed like seeing people because everybody's home from work and
Yeah.
school and all that. Anyways, over the um over the pandemic, I was just in a really bad mental state. And I ended up getting um I mean, I think this is a very common thing, but I ended up not many people get diagnosed for it. I got diagnosed with OCD,
Okay.
um, which that's a lot. I think a lot of people do. I think more and more it's becoming a common thing because more and more people are going to get like a diagnosis
Yeah.
on certain things like that. So I don't think that I'm like a outlier or anything. But I think that along with the pandemic, that kind of brought out what was like a dormant like dragon that was just sitting there, and now that everybody was alone, that was starting to show, like, a bunch of all types of, um, mental health problems.
That's
But so that happened, and, I don't know if you know anything about OCD. Um, it's
not really.
it's just a, I'm trying to think of the best way to describe it. It's like a, um, it stands for obsessive, compulsive
Mm.
disorder.
Is it kind of
Um
like where you have like a certain routine that you have to like
Yeah,
do?
yeah, it's and I got into I got in it and it amplified that worry or that, like, nervousness um, that I've been, like, told as a kid, and ended up
Mhm.
just making that worse. So, over the past 2 years or so, I've been slowly trying to, get over that fear and open up to more people and get to know more people and let down the walls a little bit.
Mhm.
Um, and so yeah, but I was just scared. I don't know. That could be a bad answer as to why it's kind of like, oh, he just got,
Nah, I mean,
as a
it's
kid.
it's about
But
you, so there's not I wouldn't necessarily say there's like a bad
right or
answer,
wrong answer. Yeah,
when it's about you, you know?
yeah. I don't. But that's why. It could be a, take it or leave it. But that is the reason. Um,
Do you I guess, do you feel yourself kinda breaking out of that a little bit more?
yeah, I definitely think so. There's still its struggles here and there, but I definitely, um, and I've dealt with other mental health issues, but right now I'm in a much better spot, and I'm able to be in person and online. I'm trying to be a little bit more open and the people who I want to be, and just
I
be more
guess,
myself.
to go off with what you're saying that you are, like, opening up more, like, how do you I guess, how do you see yourself opening up more, like, people? Like, are you just, like are you reaching out to them, or are you just, like, talking more, you're a little more outgoing, like, what exactly do you mean?
I guess that it's it's hard to show it online. I guess, but in my real life, or I shouldn't say real life, like this isn't real, but in person, I
Simulation.
guess. Yeah, like,
Just
yeah.
kidding.
But I'm trying to go out and meet new people and talk to more people and try to get out of that introverted way of thinking
Hmm,
and not necessarily go out and, you know, party every day or do any of that because I'm still keeping to myself. Like I'm still always going to be that person,
yeah.
but definitely to talk to more people and, meet new people. It's been good for me. So that's what I've been trying to do and just making new connections, I guess, is the way that I've been doing it.
So, I know, we sent you, like, a couple messages, or some couple questions. I do have one question that you might
Was it?
not answer,
Yeah. Yeah.
possibility. When it comes to your job and your work, do you happen to work with people that are more your age, or are they usually older than
Um, Usually older.
you? Oh, okay. 'Cause, yeah, because I was wondering, because like, how you were saying that, like, you're not going out and, like, partying or doing that stuff, you're still kinda sticking to yourself. Like,
Yeah.
I wonder, I mean, it could, like, change in the future. You end up getting a new job to
Yeah.
where you're working, you know, fast food or whatever, and
Yeah.
you're around kids more your age, and you end up
Yeah.
finding a, like, common ground, and you go out and you start doing that stuff. I mean, that happened with
Yeah.
me when I was younger. I stuck to myself. I had my core friend group, which was just really just one person.
Yeah.
Um, Me and him always hung out, and, like, I was friends with a lot of people at school. I would always talk to them. There was another kid that I would consider him one of my best friends, but, like,
Yeah.
um, I didn't hang out with him as much as I did my friend Eric because, he had his own friends. It's like growing up, our family and his family was always intertwined.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
and so that's how, like, we became friends. His name is Michael. We became friends kinda, I guess I guess what's the correct term? I don't know. I guess it just happened because, like, his uncle was married to my sister. Um, so his family and my family kinda intertwined.
Yeah.
But, like, me and my friend Eric, we became friends throughout school and, friends throughout all high school. Well, again, like, I never really opened up to people, unless I was really comfortable around them. But the moment I started moved to Texas, I started working at the movie theater. I just started meeting a whole bunch of people, and I went from a guy that, like, I wouldn't necessarily say like you, um, since but I was very introverted.
Yeah.
I still am now, until I get comfortable with people. Then a little bit more extroverted in a sense, but yeah, I think like once you get a job, kids your age,
Yeah.
that might change a little bit. And also
I
too,
don't.
it opens up a whole like
Yeah, I definitely see myself getting a new job. Um, for that reason, for that's one of the reasons that I would be doing that. Um, just because, like you said, it opens up a realm of possibilities, and also opens up you to a lot more connections. Um, so that I think that yeah, I'll be trying to do.
and also too, you gotta be careful. All right. When it comes to working around people your own age, gotta be careful because you're gonna end up falling for somebody. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And there's that
yeah,
phrase that says, "Don't shit where you eat," right?
yeah,
Because then it all gets pretty nasty. But
yeah,
but yeah. So it's like, yeah, I feel like it's good that you're slowly opening up, like post pandemic sort of thing, and
yeah.
you're kind of like getting over that because I have noticed that you have been opening up more, and that's good. That's really good.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Um, I guess with that there, seeing yourself like opening up more, do you feel like that's just more like you, or is there like a certain like do you have like a favorite quote that you like to like I guess think about or like live by in a sense?
Uh, I don't. I think that it's I guess there's not really like a quote, a specific quote that I would live
Mhm.
by, but I guess I try to.
I guess not necessarily like live by. Is there something that's like been said to
Oh, that
you
like
or
sticks
like
with
that's
me.
like stuck with you? You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah. Um, I was having a talk with someone, and we were just talking. I was in my head a lot. Um, I couldn't get out of my head, and they told me that you follow yourself everywhere. So one way or another, you got to get out of your head.
Okay.
It's I don't know that I don't know why it stuck with me.
Mm.
It um, but just I can just remember that helping me a lot. Just notice, and it woke me up to the fact that like I can't keep running away from myself. I guess.
Mhm.
Um, and so
That
one
is
day
true because you're stuck with yourself.
yeah, and so one day I have to turn around and just face things head on. Um, and so yeah, being told that you follow yourself everywhere. Um, in knowing and yeah, that I couldn't keep being in my head and I couldn't keep I was trying to run away a lot. I was trying to just run away from the issues.
Mhm.
I was trying to run away from myself pretty much.
Makes sense.
Um, but eventually that but I got told that and it helped me, you know, pivot and change myself. So
Okay. All right.
that might not be that's what stuck with me. There's probably like a better probably I could bring up like a Gandalf quote. That'd be a lot better. But I
No,
mean,
I mean, with that's understandable because at the end of the day, like when you go to bed, like who's there in the bed with you, right?
yeah,
Um, so I'm trying to think because we had questions for you, right?
yeah.
Um, and
If
it's
you have
like,
anything that's like on the spot that you want to ask, you can just do it. You don't have to.
yeah, I'm just trying. I don't want to like have it sound like, all right, now this, now that, now this and that and this. You know what I mean? Like I
Okay.
want it to be a little bit
Yeah,
more
more like a
organic in a
conversation. Yeah.
sense.
All right, so
Um,
we can do that. So I guess do you want to talk about gaming? I guess I don't know. I mean I could
oh
talk
no, I
about
still have more questions. I'm just thinking about
Oh,
what
you
I can
do?
ask
Oh,
here.
okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
You keep going then.
So with this here, let's see. So I don't know, I guess now I made too much of a pause for this here, but I guess we can skip that
Nah,
question.
it's all good.
Okay, I do have one hypothetical question, right? I guess not
Yeah.
hypothetical. I guess yeah, it would be hypothetical. If you could go back 1 year,
Would. Yeah.
tell your past self one thing, what would that be?
One thing.
Yeah, you gotta think, right? You gotta
Yeah.
reflect on yourself and be like, where was I at
Where
one
was
year
I?
ago?
Yeah, I was about to say. I was like, I'm trying to think of where I was a year ago.
You're like, damn, I was sitting at my computer talking to you a year ago.
Yeah, I mean, I might have, to be honest. I don't know if I had my computer then. I don't know if I had it. I remember Staha was, if anybody, I think some people who listening probably know who it was, but I was talking with him, and I think I was also talking with you too. And I had my PC, but I didn't have it set up yet
Oh
because I was waiting
yeah.
for, yeah, because I was like waiting to buy monitors in. You were both like, just hook up a TV to your PC. It's like, just set it up. And I was like,
Yeah.
nah, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. And so for like a couple months, or like I don't know, yeah, I think I got like a couple months. I just had my PC just sitting in my room, like in a box, and I didn't and I didn't have it set up. I was still playing on a PlayStation.
Yeah, the damn jet engine PlayStation
Yeah,
that you had
exactly.
going
Yeah, I
on.
was playing on a still. Jeez, good times.
Yeah, you literally had that thing for like 4 months. It was like April's when you finally got your
Yeah,
monitor.
yeah. I got it
Bro,
in. No, I think it was. I got it. I got the PC over like the summer, and then after Christmas, I got the monitors. So
oh, yeah, yeah.
for a solid like I don't know, like five months, I just had a PC sitting in my room that wasn't hooked up, and I was still playing on my jet engine, um, PlayStation 4. That was those were the days. Those were the days.
So, I guess going back a year from
Yeah,
now,
go
what would
back
you
a
tell
year from now.
yourself?
Sorry.
Like, to plug it to a TV?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I mean, I could go into a deeper thing, I guess, but
I mean, if you want to, it's all up to
yeah,
you.
I think the
We could just say plug it into a TV, right?
I guess so, yeah, because
Okay.
I'm gonna be reflecting on that for another like, I guess this is I can give you a quick thing, this quick thing off
Okay.
the top of my head. Um, if I would go back a year, I would probably just tell myself to stick with my gut.
Okay.
I think that's yeah. I'm not gonna go into a whole reason why, but that's probably what I tell myself.
Yeah, because like, I only say a year because you're young. Like,
Yeah,
if you were, like, my age, I'm like, you could go back 10 years and tell yourself something, like, what would you do?
yeah,
Like, me
yeah,
being 30, I'm 20 years old, I'm like, "Don't get that credit card," or
yeah,
those credit cards.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, that's good.
So
Trust your gut, and then also to plug your PC
and
in.
also plug my PC in so I could hook it up sooner and get
Yeah,
it
that I
all.
mean, that makes sense.
Start the Valorant
Um,
grind a couple months early.
okay, Valorant grind, alright. So, with the PC and going off that Valorant grind, right?
Yeah,
So, you said you went from PlayStation 4, right?
yeah. I remember.
And
Yeah,
then you went to PC.
yeah,
So, let me get your pros and cons, pros
yeah,
and your cons on mouse and keyboard versus controller. You know what I mean? Like the pros and cons of each. So I guess
yeah.
let's go with the pros and cons of a controller.
Uh-huh. All right. I think that the pros of a controller, after playing keyboard and mouse for it's only I haven't even played it for a year, but I'm
Mhm.
already like in love with it. So
Okay.
I'll stick with the pros and cons. With the controller, I think that it's a lot more casual. And I think it gives you that feeling of nostalgia, in my opinion. Just because I feel like we didn't all start playing on a keyboard and mouse, at least I didn't. Um, and picking up that controller again just brings back that feeling. So,
Okay.
but I guess going into like the gaming part of it, it I guess at the time it felt a lot. It feels a lot simpler to use, or it is a lot simpler to use in most games. Um, and I don't know. Oh fuck. This is I'm trying to think of like I
Well,
really have no pros
I
for
guess
controller after playing keyboard and mouse. Like that
I
I
guess
can tell you.
pros and cons. I guess that's probably like a bad thing to ask. I would I guess your thoughts on both.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
thoughts like you said with
So
controller, like it brings that nostalgia, that 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 feeling, right? Like
yeah.
you're playing old games, things like that. And what
Yeah.
else?
And I think that with a controller, it's like if you're playing an actual game, I feel like you're not after playing keyboard and mouse both, I feel like with a controller, you're at such a disadvantage, in my opinion.
Mhm.
Just because I was always someone who was like, I would watch these videos of like keyboard and mouse players on someone like Apex, and they would be doing all this movement and whatnot. With
Yeah.
the controller being first bound to a console and then to be bound to a controller, I would feel it would almost feel like I feel like I was at a disadvantage, but
Mhm.
that just gave me motivation to try even harder to get to that point. Even though that it was nearly impossible, or pretty much was to do certain things,
Yeah.
it pushed me to try to get as close as I could to doing the things the keyboard and mouse players could do on a
Okay.
controller, which it didn't. I mean, you can't really do some things you can't do, obviously, but I think that with the controller, you're at a disadvantage just because of it. It also depends on the game. As something like Apex, I definitely think that keyboard and mouse players have such a big advantage just because of how the game style is
Mm.
in like all the movement and the tap strafing. I know I talk about in every game I'm like, can you tap strafe in it?
Yeah.
Which is but that's just because I think that after watching so many people for so long do
Mhm.
things that I couldn't on controller, now that I can do it, it's such a nice feeling. And getting into other things, having a joystick to shoot with
Mhm.
after playing keyboard and mouse for only like 2 months, I could not go back to using like a joystick, like using my thumb.
It's
I just could not.
crazy how that happens. You
Yeah,
know,
I
like
just
you're literally playing a controller for years and you're shooting and your accuracy is great.
yeah,
And then you play 2 months mouse and keyboard and then it's just like it
it's
feels
all
so
off.
foreign.
Yeah, no, it was. I just recently I went to a friend's house and he he has an Xbox and I got on the controller and I was like, shit, like this is like I could not do anything that I could before. Like my movement, like was all like it looked like I had never picked up a controller before, even though I'd played it for like 5 years and I'd only played a controller. And even though it was a PlayStation controller, I could still pick up an Xbox controller and do just fine.
Mm.
But to pick up a controller and be entire and just have it feel so foreign was such a weird feeling. Um, and I guess going to keyboard and mouse, I just again it comes down to the game when the debate for keyboard and mouse. I guess one
Mhm.
thing that's always stayed the same throughout every FPS game has been aim assist.
Okay.
Um, that's always and I think that I can talk on that now that I can really go back and forth on what I think about aim assist. I think I can have a better understanding of where both sides are because
Mhm.
playing on a keyboard and I think that in close range fights, I think controller has a big advantage just because of aim assist.
Yeah.
Um, and like that up close SMG type fight, I think that that's where controller really shines.
Mhm.
But for a keyboard and mouse, having that mouse and being able to control um your accuracy that well at longer ranges is something that I
Really
enjoy.
nice.
I enjoy a lot more than the close range engagements because the keyboard and mouse just feels so much more fluent, at least to me. Someone who likes the movement of games, it just feels so much nicer to have like a whole mouse pad to control my movement instead of just a couple of joysticks that like in my thumbs that are kind of, you know,
Yeah, to be honest, if I try to play a controller like Call of Duty or something, my hand starts cramping because it's just
yeah,
like stuck like that. And it's just like, man,
yeah.
that's
I
crazy.
mean, Like I think your whole hands are like sticking out pretty much with like your whole arms stretched and yeah, all the at least for me. I
You play
usually
with your
sit
hands stretched out?
yeah, well my arms are stretched out, yeah.
Now, see me, I'm always just like I have my elbows like kind of like tucked in and like my hands just resting on the desk. That's how I just play. It's
Oh
usually like
really? Yeah, no, my arms are more like stretched out.
because yeah, I kept mine really close because before like I would like sit like
Oh
down
yeah,
low
like yeah, yeah,
on my
yeah.
knees sort of thing.
Yeah.
Now that I have a desk, they kind of just like rest there. I know like
Yeah.
some people will have like the controller underneath the table and like
Oh yeah, some
play
people
just
do
like
that, yeah.
that.
I think that's what it's crazy how I already forget. I think I used to play with, like, my arms stretched out, like, under the table. Like, the controller would be under, like, the desk or the table,
Oh, okay.
and it would just be sitting there, and it would just, like they would be, like, stretched out. They wouldn't be, like, rested and closed. They'd be but,
I
yeah.
just kept fucking nice and tight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's just crazy how foreign controller just feels. And like, I know with Call of Duty, like, man, Warzone 2 and Call of Duty with controller is just, it feels so broken with
It
how
does,
much
it really
that aim
does.
assist is. Like, you don't even have to use the right thumbstick.
Yeah,
Like,
it
that's
really does
how,
feel like that, yeah.
if you're just moving
And also
around,
is.
it's just following the entire time. It's like,
Yeah,
come on. But, uh, but yeah, I do agree with what you said, like how it's nice use your mouse to aim and get that precise shot.
yeah.
Because like growing up, like I never liked to snipe.
Mhm.
But nowadays, like you see me sniping all the time.
Oh,
Because
yeah,
like
sniping is
it's just so nice, right? The flicks with the
yeah,
mouse
the flicks,
feels
yeah.
so nice.
Yeah, it's really nice. Especially in,
But
like, pick up the, SPR or whatever in multiplayer, just
yeah.
flick with the it's nice, but
So with us being on the topic of Warzone and like modern
yeah,
warfare, like
yeah.
what is your I guess what are your thoughts on it? Like and yeah, like what are your thoughts on it? Like how do you feel? Like what do you hope for with that game?
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Warzone, over the last since it came out, I've been playing I played not as I was on the camo grind, at least, not like a Jev camo grind to Orion, because that's just I don't even know how you can have the dedication to do that. That's something that I can only dream to do and also to have
It
the
is
time
double
to
XP
do.
weekend right now,
Oh, it is
actually.
coming up?
Well, no,
Or it is
the last 2 days, yesterday and today is double XP. It ends tomorrow.
okay, well, maybe I'll be doing that tonight for a little bit. I
But
gotta get
sorry,
the,
continue?
um but I played before Warzone, I played MW2, or I was playing MW2, um, and I mean, I thought it was great. I really enjoyed it. I've played every Call of Duty, before, but I never, like, owned it. Like, I always went somewhere, like, to a friend's house to play it, and I would
Mhm.
play it there for hours, but I never got to, like, on my own time, go and spend time with the game and et cetera, et cetera.
Okay.
So, being able to spend hours, like, whenever I want just playing it, has been nice. I guess getting into the game itself, I really enjoyed I really have, like, no complaints about MW2, or, like, the multiplayer, at least. I
You have no
really
complaints for MW2.
I don't besides maybe, like the aim assist, maybe,
Okay.
which is more in Warzone, I think, because the time to kill is fast whether you're on keyboard and mouse or controller
Mhm.
in, multiplayer.
Yeah.
But I really think that they did a great job with it. I really did.
Okay.
I've really enjoyed it. When it comes to Warzone, though, um, that's where I do
Third
thoroughly
person's the
enjoy it.
fucking
Yeah.
best.
That's where I'm like there's certain things in Warzone that I wish that they brought back. Now, there's one thing that I'm kinda like, "Oh, I wish it was still here sometimes," is slide canceling. Now, the only reason I wish that slide canceling was still here
Mhm.
was because now I'm on keyboard and mouse, and I could probably do it more efficiently now.
Uh,
And that's the only reason. If, like, it actually came back, I probably would hate it because people would just be movement everywhere, and I
mhm.
probably would be the same thing, but I know that it would ruin the game in the casual players. So I don't really wanna see it back, but it's just, like, the saltiness in me being like, "Now I can do it,"
I mean, you
and,
can
like,
always
the
play Warzone
selfishness.
1.
True, yeah, I should just go back.
There you
But
go.
it, but that's one thing. I guess some of the there's a couple. I think overall it's a great. And I don't say great game. It's a good game. It's a good VR. I'm enjoying it a lot. It definitely gives that feeling of Verdansk again, or it
Mhm.
kind of to as close as you can get without just bringing back Verdansk or like with the map wise, not like the feeling, because that's like I could, you and me had the whole talk about feelings that one and like how like they change whatever. But talking about the map itself, I feel like it's better than Caldera. I don't
Yeah.
know how much better it is than Verdansk. I didn't play very much, Warzone before Caldera came out, or I didn't play much Verdansk.
To be honest,
Um,
I love this map. I think this map is better than Verdansk
oh,
is nice
really?
because it has that nostalgia feeling to it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's like, "Oh my god, it's the first map," you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
true. It's like
First map
Fortnite,
in
but the same thing.
Fortnite is
Yeah.
yeah, same thing, but no, yeah, I truly like it. I have no problems with any of the locations on
Yeah,
that
that's
map.
true. Yeah, no, that's it, I mean, Observatory, if anybody who's listening or watching has played Warzone, Observatory feels like peak again, like, if you play Caldera, like, peak, like, that high, like, it feels like the place, like, the sweat drop is Observatory,
Mm.
at least from, what I've seen, like, all the streamers land there, all et cetera, et cetera. They all
Well, that
land
was
Observatory.
a Modern Warfare map.
Oh,
So, like,
really?
so back in the
I haven't
day,
oh, wait, no,
it
I
was
think you're
called
right.
Dome. It was a Modern Warfare 2 map, and also they brought it in Modern Warfare 3 as well. But yeah, so it's like, you know that one middle building that I always land at, that's, like, right where the PlayStation is?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's part of the map. So it's
Oh,
like
wow.
that building you walk in, you go in, like, that's part of the map, and then it's like it has one of the domes, like,
Mhm.
um in the multiplayer map, you're not able to go into it as detailed as it is in game,
Yeah.
but yeah, so basically that's the map. 'Cause, there's multiple maps from the old Modern Warfares that are in Mazrah. So it's like, there's the oil place, it's old Rust.
Mm.
You can barely see it because there's a lot of sand all over it. Rust is there. Quarry was a map in Modern Warfare 2, the old one, and it's the quarry again in Warzone map. You got Observatory, that place there, that was a map. Terminal, the airport,
Oh,
was
yeah,
also
yeah, yeah.
another map. Then I know I'm missing one. There's another
Oh, High Rise.
location. Oh, High Rise, yeah, High Rise was another map. Then I think there's something else. It was, can't think of it, but I'm pretty sure that there's probably a couple more little maps, but I know that for, like, for me at least, those were, like, the
Those are
main
the
main
main,
ones.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, with Warzone 2, the game is great. We played a little bit of third person yesterday, and I
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
loved it. Like, it was so much fun. I was surprised with how fluid, the movement and the camera angles were when it came to third person. I thought it was gonna be kinda janky. It was pretty cool. I really enjoyed the third person.
When
And,
it ca sorry.
huh? Oh, what were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say when it came to me, I'm like the complete opposite with third person, and that's only because I think that I'm not used to it at
Mhm.
all. I'm not I think that if I played it more, I think I would enjoy it more just because I do like third person, in games, but or in FPS, but or in just shooters. I shouldn't say first person shooters, just shooters in general. I like third person shooters,
Yeah.
and first person. Um, I like a mix of both, but when it I think that they did a good job with it. I'm not like that's something not to discredit. I think they did a great job with it. Personally, I don't know if it's my thing just yet, but I think that they did do a really good job on third person. It definitely, like you said, it doesn't feel janky. It's fluent. It's good. Um,
And it
it
is tough. Like I'm not gonna, like, discredit any of the modes in there. Like, first person is tough, third person is tough as well, but it's like,
yeah,
we got endgame a lot
we did.
last
We
night,
got in
and it
game a
was like,
lot more than
it's just like with third person, I feel like it's a little bit harder to kinda, like, get that angle, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, even
yeah,
though you can switch between, like, the different, like, shoulders,
yeah.
um, it coulda just been that we just got terrible zones where it was just wide open and we had no real
Yeah.
cover. But
Yeah, we got a bunch of second places, I think, last night. But I mean, I enjoyed it a lot. I thought it was I definitely I enjoyed it. It personally, I enjoyed it, but I hated it at the same time. I think
Mhm.
it just because personally I'm not used to it and I'm not good at it. And I think that because of that, when you're not really good at something, sometimes you can not like it. But at
Yeah,
least for me, um, I think that's personally. I mean, I'm not the best at Call of Duty to begin with, but especially with third person, I kinda it's a learning curve, I guess is a good way to put it. Um, but going back to, I guess, Warzone as a whole, um, there's, like, little things I think that are, um, that should be changed, but overall, I really think that they did a good job. I mean, Warzone playing I've been playing it solo a lot,
Mhm.
and I'm not gonna lie, it kinda sucks. I mean, that was with the first Warzone, that was with literally, I feel like every game, playing it alone gets boring after a while and gets, like, just kinda eh.
I think the moment that you play a battle royale with friends, playing it solo just isn't as fun.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, when like, I play with Cross or I play with you guys, like, it's, um, you or Saha or Giovanni, like, it's all it makes it so much more fun. So going back, like you said, going back to solos, it's just so much more, like, it's so much more dull.
Well, because
But when
yeah,
you're
because you're
playing with
relying on yourself. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
you have Giovanni, who's like the
yeah,
master money minded guy over here
yeah,
because he just finds all the
yeah,
money, and then
yeah. But you get, no, Warzone's good. There's, like, little things, like, I think the biggest gripe that I have, which is, like, it's minor, it's not, like, a big thing,
hmm,
but the sprinting while plating is one thing that I wish that they would bring back because you kinda have to,
but
like
it's like extra focus while you put it in. You
yeah,
know,
true,
like
I guess. Listen, alright. I've gotten killed too many times
could
because
you
that
imagine running and like your
it's
fucking vest is going left and right, and you're just like, "Mm, mm, fuck, got it." You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, a
it's a
little
little bit more
stress.
realistic in a sense.
I
Yeah, I
guess
feel like I'd
so.
I feel
I
like I'd
guess
fucking
so.
drop my plate. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Pick it up and try to put it back in.
Yeah, a little stress, but
They should
yeah, they definitely turned the realism up, I think. There definitely is a more realistic to, like, what, like, if, like, a BR was actually, like, a thing, or I guess,
Mhm.
whatever.
If you were
But,
actually in the battlefield.
yeah, if you were actually in the battlefield, that's a better yeah, thank you, that's a better way to put it.
Yeah, you're welcome. Got you.
Yeah. But it makes it with, like, slide canceling being gone, and I guess it's the plating thing, I think it's just also me being selfish because 'cause I've died so many times because of it.
Hmm.
And I think that's also why. A lot of my gripes of Warzone are just I died because of it, and that's why I don't like it. But, like, overall, if I like, all that aside, I think they did a really nice job with Warzone, and I'm having a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, I feel like they did that on purpose. Hold on, wait. Your call ends in 10 minutes. Want more time? Enjoy longer calls with Google One. Uh,
How long has it been already?
it's almost been about an hour.
Really?
Um,
Oh, jeez, alright, well
yeah, no, I want to continue, so I'm just gonna pay for this now and then cancel it. Hold on. That should work now.
yeah,
Unlock longer calls. I guess
that's
they
kinda
recently just
stupid, yeah.
changed that in the 2 weeks that me and Cross haven't been able to record. I guess now
They make it so you have to pay for longer calls?
we get an hour for free, and then it's
Okay.
like to extend it, you have to get the Google One Premium to
That's
have it.
that's oh god, that's kinda
But see, now that I have it, you guys don't have. I don't have to accept you guys into the call. I just give you the code and you guys join. Sort of.
oh, okay.
Google, they want
Google
money.
and all there,
So
yeah.
what were we talking about?
Uh, Warzone.
Warzone. Um,
What in Warzone specifically? I already forget, and it's been like 30 seconds.
Oh, okay. No, I remember now because you were
All right.
talking about how like how your gripes with the game or stuff that got you killed.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, so I feel like they did it on purpose, right? You because I felt like everything was too fast when it came to the last
yeah,
Warzone, right? And they slowed it down. So it's like you can't run while putting on plates because they want you to stand still and either you have to make that split second decision, right? Either plate up and hopefully move away or not plate up and fight.
and
You know what I
re-challenge.
mean?
Yeah,
Re-challenge it and fight it. And because before you could just slide cancel in, get a couple kills, have your shields break, slide cancel out, plate up, run away, slide cancel back in, and then boom. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
So yeah, I definitely think that they
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 slow.
definitely
Yeah,
thought about that. They slowed down the process of
they
everything.
slowed it down a lot. Like you can, and especially the loadout thing at first. I'm still salty, so I'm like I want my gun.
Yeah,
Which you play with me.
yeah,
But I think that overall, I definitely enjoy, and the more and more that I play, like playing solo, it really got me used to just using ground loot more.
mm,
Just because now that you can get $10,000 in a minute and go buy your loadout and then be set for the game, it makes it so you have to learn. It makes the looting system a lot better. I definitely feel like I'm trying to find certain guns, and it just makes the whole looting process a lot better than it was in Warzone 1.
yeah,
Because in the first Warzone, you literally like you weren't looting for any ground weapons. You were for the first maybe like minute. You were just
yeah,
trying to get that 10K or 75 in Rebirth, get your loadie, and then that's it. You're not looting anything else other than that.
yeah. Those the
Maybe like
ground loot.
plates
You
and ammo.
literally you had it for like 3 minutes.
Yeah,
You had enough money to buy like 6 UAVs and
yeah,
like a loadout. You
yeah.
know?
Which I think that in some case, I think that they could up, in my opinion, I think that they could up the money a little bit because I've seen or make like buying back your teammates in a way a little bit maybe easier. I don't know. Just because I feel like we've left so many games just because it's like, oh, just one person alive. Let's just back out. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? I think that that's
Yeah.
something that I don't think should happen. But at the same time, I don't know how they would do it because then the whole buying your gun, then you have a lot of money and you can just buy your guns. But it's like I guess you don't get the perks. It's like I don't know how you would do that, but I just think that getting your teammates back would need
I
to
feel
be
like they should probably since it's hard to find money unless you're doing like the objectives.
true. Yeah.
Um, I feel like they could probably drop it down to like 3K
Yeah, no.
because
No,
I feel
that's yeah.
like
That's
3K is a
actually a
lot
good
easier to
solution
find.
just to instead of the
Either
4K, my
that
bad.
or make more buy stations
True.
because I feel like there's not a lot of buy stations, and so
Yeah.
it's like at least in certain areas of the map. There's some areas of the map that
Yeah,
have
some
like
have,
three
like,
buy
3.
stations in like one town, like the uh hydroelectric place.
Oh, yeah,
Like
yeah.
there's three buy stations in that town
Yeah.
in a triangle, and it's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Left corner of the map has like one,
Yeah.
and it's flooded. It's like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
gotta drive a boat out there to go buy somebody back.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like they did really well with Warzone 2. There's obviously certain changes, but I feel like that's more quality of life things. I think
Yeah.
the features that they brought in are nice. I
Yeah.
do want to have more. They need to make it to where it's like you can play solos, duos, trios, and quads. I don't like the fact that there's not a trio element in there.
Oh, yeah,
Um,
without, like it's, like, unhinged or whatever, where you can get a team of 6 at the very end.
yeah, that's pretty
Big.
crazy. And then also too with third person, I feel like they need to do you know solos, duos, trios, and quads.
Yeah.
Um, instead of just stuck with trios.
Yeah.
But with that here, so Quiddy, is there
Yeah.
anything on Warzone do you feel like buying skin wise?
Oh, wow, really? Oh, yeah. jeez.
So for
So
you
I've
guys that
already.
don't know,
Okay.
all right. So Warzone. Okay, I want to know what your thought process was, right? Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay. Let me tell you my thought process first
okay,
before you. So Warzone came out. They came out with the CDL skins, right?
Yeah.
And it was the black and white, like suit. Now, buying that, I thought to myself, I was like, oh, they're just gonna make it so there's gonna be like the teams, but eventually you might be able to like change the color or something.
Yeah.
So fast forward a couple weeks to when the CDL skins come out, and apparently you have to spend another $10 just to get the skin that you want and the colors that you want. So I ended up spending $20 just to use the skin for a couple of weeks, and now I'm probably not going to use it again because I got the rose skin 4.0 or whatever people are like. I think some people are saying like the rose skin.
Yeah, people are calling the LA Thieves home jerseys the Rose Skin 2.0 because it's literally all black with just a red LA. That's
Yeah.
it. It's
Haven't there been so many like rose variants where it's just been like an all black or like a stealth suit type thing?
yeah, so in Warzone, that's when Rose had the Rose skin, remember?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And they've just been calling like Rose 1.0, 2.0 and stuff like that, like the different skins. And then in this game, they brought Rose back, but she shows her face and she's literally wearing brown.
Doesn't
I think
have
there's
the.
other variants of her that are like all black, but like her face isn't covered like it
Yeah,
was before.
it's not the old rose skin or the old
Yeah.
rose.
But yeah, so Squiddy spent
So
$20 to buy
so
LA
I
Thieves,
spent.
basically. To be
Yeah.
honest, okay. To be honest, I thought the same thing, right? I thought you buy the CDL pack, right?
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, when the teams drop on the 28th, that's when you can go in and change your color scheme to be the team that you wanted it to be.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, Call of Duty's like,
No, and
hell
Call
no,
of
that
Duty's
ain't the
like,
case.
yeah, another 10
We want
bucks.
you to spend $10 on a black and white skin. Now we're gonna go and rebundle it. Do you see that they changed it? They changed it, and now it's the free agent skin. It's
Oh,
a free
really?
agent skin, yeah.
Oh,
And then
really?
you have to go buy the team packs.
Oh, that's interesting. Wow. The
So
free
you
the
have the free agent skin, and then you have the LA Thieves skin.
wow.
Personally, I went and bought Optic. I like Optic Texas. I think they're pretty cool. I would have got LA Thieves, but since everyone's getting LA Thieves, I
Yeah.
didn't. You know.
Yeah,
So I
no,
went with
I've seen a
Optic.
lot of them. I'm a basic bitch. You know, it was like I saw it and I was like, oh, rose skin. And I was like, let's go, and I just
I mean,
bought it.
it's smart on the marketing of LA Thieves because now everybody is supporting LA Thieves, right?
Oh, yeah,
Because of
literally
that skin.
everyone and their mother. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, also too, I don't know if you knew this, but today was the start of the CDL season. So I don't know if
Oh,
you're gonna
really?
watch CDL. Yeah, they recently said that because before the Call of Duty League was partnered with YouTube, and so they only showed it on YouTube all last season. But this year, it's now on Twitch. So
Exclusively?
exclusively on Twitch, yeah. So now you can
Okay.
watch it on Twitch. It just started today. It's actually going on right now. Right now, it's Vegas Legion versus LA Thieves.
Oh,
They
okay.
have Twitch drops as well.
Oh, then I might watch it.
Yeah, they have some Twitch drops. I know that you get a 1 hour of double XP today, and then tomorrow you can get an hour of double weapon XP by watching.
Okay.
But you can get like little calling cards and skins, and not like a whole like operator skin, but like a helicopter skin, and then you get like an emblem
Yeah,
and a
I'll
weapon
probably
and
do that
charm.
then. Actually, I know,
But yeah, so
guess I know what. Guess I know what I'll be doing after this. I guess I know what I'll be doing after this.
that's on. So make sure to have your lurks. Um, so with CDL, right, and things like that, like the pro leagues.
Mhm.
Have you ever? I guess Cross isn't here, so I'll ask this question. Have you ever considered um going pro or like becoming a professional in any game?
Um, I like I think most people, the first thing that comes to mind is like Fortnite.
True.
Because that was that was like a big. I mean, Fortnite competitive was a big thing. And I mean, everybody knew Fortnite, and everybody knew the people. Everybody dreamed of being a Fortnite pro, and I did too. Like everybody, and people were doing it. Like it was, and people are still doing it, and it's like a possible thing. Um, and so to get there, I I'm stuttering a lot. I think
You're fine.
that no, no, that's my
You made it
fault.
this far, Squiddy. Come on.
I
We're in the
I
home
did,
stretch.
I did. But I've tried to imagine myself being professional in the game, and I don't see it. I don't know if I have the skill to do it in most games or
Mhm.
the commitment to do it either. I
Okay.
think that someone like Cross is just I could never do like the commitment that he does to some games, like Valorant,
Yeah.
and just be on that grind to be even better and to get to that professional level. Like that's one thing that I respect the hell out of, and
Mhm.
it's because I can't do that, and I know a lot of people can't do that. But with me, I think that I've always imagined, maybe doing like a content thing, which is something that I want to also try and look into, like TikTok and all that.
Okay.
Dabble in that, see how it goes. But I think that I don't see myself at a professional level playing games. I think that maybe for content or something like that, I think that
Mhm.
that's be more my speed. I don't know what I would do or what game I would play for content. Um, but probably just keep being myself and hope that some content comes out of it. Um,
Okay.
but yeah,
That was good. Um, I guess with things are winding down here. I'm not really having many questions here.
yeah,
There is one I was gonna ask you about like Marvel movies and all that stuff, but I
yeah.
feel like with that we can go on forever.
No, we could
So
go on.
maybe
Yeah, yeah. We'll
maybe we
save
can
that for
hold
another
that
day.
off for like another video or another
Yeah,
time you come onto the podcast.
yeah,
We'll wait for more Marvel movies to come out and stuff
yeah,
like that because they
yeah.
just
True.
released a trailer for
Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Yeah. Um,
Then
do
Ant-Man
do
in
you have
February,
anything to
right?
ask? Ant-Man in
Um,
February. Yeah, yeah.
Ant-Man, yeah. I guess that you know, trying to think of like a question that's not very philosophical, which
Mm,
is something I always I'm someone who always answers or tries to at least answer a question with a question, and I don't know why. Like subconsciously, I try to do that.
yeah.
And it's in for some people it annoys the hell out of them.
Why?
But I don't know. I think it's just because like it's like just give me a fucking answer. It's like I'm
Yeah.
not trying to like that type of thing. But for I think that um the only question I think I have one question. Besides the fact of when is the UP18 SMP gonna start? Besides,
Never.
um, have you? If you could, okay, this is kind of along the road. If you could go back, would you have not streamed? Would you have not started to stream?
All right, no more questions. Anyway,
All
so
right.
no, I'm just kidding.
No.
um, so would I have gone back and not streamed? Is that what you said?
Yeah. Would you,
Um,
if you could go back, like, would you if you could make the choice again, would you have started streaming or would you have not?
if I could make the choice again, I would start streaming sooner.
You think you would?
Yeah, if I could go back to when I first moved to Texas,
Yeah.
like I moved in 18. So it's like,
Yeah.
would I start again when I started? Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
Because I've enjoyed my time.
Yeah.
But if I could, I would have loved to have streamed sooner.
Yeah.
Um, Now, if I did that, I might not have met every single person that I've met in my community so far. The
Mhm.
possibility that they probably would have seen me in some capacity if I started streaming beforehand. But I don't think I would have been able to build the kind of relationships that I have.
Yeah.
Um, if I started sooner, but But yeah, if I could, I would have loved to have started streaming when I created my Twitch account.
Yeah.
Like my my account is a Justin TV account. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? Like I say this a lot, but it's like if you were to look at my Flash created on my Twitch channel, or my Twitch account really,
Yeah.
'cause I didn't start streaming until 2017, but my Twitch account was made in 2011.
Oh, wow.
So, well, like, mine is older than Ninja's.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know if I would've been able to do it or, like, make it back then. 'Cause, I mean, I haven't made it now, so I'm not trying to say, like, "Oh, I made it now," but,
Mhm.
um, I definitely would've liked to have tried.
Mhm.
Um, Looking back at it, I think with living with my mom and stuff like that, I probably wouldn't have been able to.
Yeah.
Um, he was always the kind of person that's like, if I wanted to buy my own things, if I wanted my own things, I would have to buy it myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I had a job, right? So it's like it would tell me that if I want to buy my own, if I want something, buy it myself. Well, I go and I buy it, and then she's like, "Why are you buying those stupid things? You can just pay more in rent."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like super contradictory and
Yeah.
manipulative when it comes down to it. But
Yeah.
yeah, I guess to long story short, to answer your question, yes, I would definitely start streaming again. Same
Yeah.
time. I mean, me and Saha started together,
Mhm.
and it was fun. If I could, actually, I would start streaming like a month or so before, month or so sooner, 2 months, 3 months sooner, because my brother is the one who actually put the idea in my head because he
Mhm.
was doing ADT security stuff, and he was putting a security system into somebody's house who was a streamer.
Mhm.
And I don't know who it was because he didn't get the name or he
Mhm.
wouldn't tell me. But he was like, "Yeah," he's like, I'm a streamer on Twitch," and he's like, "I make 300,000 a month."
Oh, wow.
And so this is Austin, right? So I'm thinking, I was like,
Totally.
"Who do you making like 300,000 a month?" I was like, "I
Yeah.
could have been Asmongold, Soda
Yeah.
Poppin', like somebody."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Um, but he was the one who put the idea in my head. He's like, "If this guy can do it," he's like, "You can do it."
Mhm.
So yeah, so I started streaming, but I waited like 2, 3 months. I thought about it
Right.
and I talked to Saha about it. He's like, "Yeah, let's do it." And I was like, "Yeah, we can just stream it off of our Xbox." And then that's what we did. But if I could, I would do it sooner. So
Yeah.
that way we get on Fortnite because we started streaming in December when Fortnite got big in October, or Fortnite started in
Yeah.
October.
Yeah.
We played Fortnite, but didn't stream it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I would still start it, but hopefully sooner. Um,
Yeah.
Last question.
Alright.
Do you have any other questions?
No.
You sure?
I'm sorry. Yeah, no, I think
You
I'm
sure?
yes, no, I'm
Woody,
sure.
you sure?
It's true. Maybe you're just trying to make me question things here. Am
Okay.
I am I
Anyway,
am I sure?
so last question before we can wrap this on up.
Mhm.
Um, when it comes to video games, what is like? I know every single game that you play, right? There's that one core memory that you have, right?
Yeah.
Like you think about a game, you think about a certain memory. You think about another game, different memory.
Mhm.
When you're thinking about what's your I guess give me 3 favorite games that you have or 3 games or, like, 3 favorite core memory of, like, games, basically. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm gonna say, like, I already like, I knew the answer, like, immediately. I'm gonna say Minecraft has
Okay.
to be the game that I have the most memories with, or the most core memories with. And Minecraft is a game that really I hold, like, it sounds stupid for our game, but I hold near and dear. Like, it means a lot to me, like, the game,
Mhm.
because that was the game that Minecraft was the game that really got me into gaming, I guess, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it does.
Um, and I just remember I had when I was younger, I remember I'd gotten this was back. This was like before the PlayStation turned into a jet engine when the PlayStation was like new and still.
Yeah.
And the PS4 was still new. I remember I got it, and I remember with Minecraft, they had they had a different version since Minecraft wasn't or since Sony didn't have like the partnership that they did with Microsoft yet. Minecraft had like its own PlayStation 4 edition.
Hmm.
Um, and so I remember playing on that with a bunch of my friends and just they had like these like tutorial worlds.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't know
yeah.
if you know. Yeah, they had these tutorial worlds, and I remember we would go on we would we would make like a world, right? And then we invite all of us would get into the world, and then we would end up like going into creative mode, getting like a bunch of diamond armor and whatever, getting all like the good shit, and then just fighting. And then just running around the map like the like that. I remember I remember I don't know if they do it anymore. They might have stopped. But I remember they had multiple different versions of it, and I remember we would just go around and just like fight each other, and that's why I started to love PvP in Minecraft.
Oh, okay.
That's why I still like it. Um, but I remember I would be doing that, and I'd be like, I wanted to be even better at PvP. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So running around and just fighting um, on Minecraft is one. That's probably the first one. The second one is also on Minecraft, ironically. Just like I said, Minecraft is a big. It means a lot to me. The
Yeah.
game, just because it. I have a lot of good memories, and but another. That's the first one. That's the first one. The second one would probably be also on the PlayStation 4 edition of Minecraft. They came out with this like Hunger Games type mode.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It was called Battle Mini Games, I think is what they called it. But it was like the Hunger Games, um, without being on Hypixel, pretty much. They made their own version of um, like the Hunger Games that was
Mhm.
on PC, and Java had their own servers that had the Hunger Games, whatever, whatever. But I remember just playing on that was, and I remember the maps like clearly. Like I remember, like I can just imagine it now. Like I still remember what the maps look like. Um, and that was probably another one. Still, like we're just playing with like my friends when I was like younger before, and it was just a time where like life was so much simpler. Also, I think that's another reason why Minecraft is just a big game for me.
Mhm.
Is just because it reminds me of simpler times. When I wasn't stressed, when I didn't really have like trust issues, when I was just having fun. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, I still am to this. I still am now. I'm not saying that like, oh, now I'm not, but then was where life just was so much easier because when you're younger, life is easier. I'm not saying that I'm still young now, but with things come and go in your life and whatever. But that's my second one, and the third one um, is probably on Fortnite.
Mhm.
I feel like everybody who plays a shooter has at least one core memory on Fortnite. I feel like that. I feel like that is a thing. Like has one core memory of gaming on Fortnite. I feel like I have a feeling
Yeah.
yours is the one where it's like what is it? It's one with you, Saha, and Cross, and it's like build a bigger door or build a I forget.
That is
What is it?
definitely a memory. Yeah, that is
I don't know if that'd
definitely
be
a
a core
memory.
one, but I feel like that if you were to have like a memory of Fortnite, I feel like that would be.
Yeah, if I were to show my time on Fortnite, that one would definitely be there for sure.
Yeah.
I would montage it with some of those Deagles, old Deagle clips,
Oh yeah, no,
and then
those
end it off with open a bigger door and
yeah,
have Saha, me and Saha cracking up laughing, and then us telling
yeah.
Cross, and then Cross starts laughing. Yeah, that would definitely be one for me. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for me, just playing Fortnite season, just the early seasons. I shouldn't even say a specific season, just the early days of Fortnite, just getting on and playing. Like even solos, like that was a game that even solos was like really fun, which was crazy. But yeah,
Yeah, I think my core memory with Fortnite, really would be my first win, getting my
oh
first win
yeah,
on Fortnite. That's
oh no, that
definitely
definitely, yeah.
I
I
still
still
remember it.
remember it. Yeah,
Yeah, I still remember like it was
I
yesterday.
still remember. Yeah, I still remember
I didn't
episode.
build a damn thing, and I hid.
Mm, yeah, no, exactly.
I hid, and I 1v2'd my way to victory. Uh,
I still.
yeah.
It's crazy that I can remember it so vividly. I remember where it was. I, it was at like the gas station in Tomato Town. That's where it was. Like, and I still remember the whole thing playing out. Like it's crazy how I still remember that, and it's been like what 5 years, 4 years.
Mine was outside the Fatal Fields.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
When I was outside Fatal
I missed
Fields,
that location,
it was nice. Fatal Fields was nice.
but yeah. So those are my three: two Minecraft and one. Well,
Minecraft and two. All right. Thanks, Squiddy. I appreciate
yeah,
it. Um, yeah, I think that's all I really
yeah, that's
had.
it.
Do you have
Yeah.
anything for us? Any questions?
No, no.
Well,
Said what I wanted to say.
again, thank you so much for hanging out today. I do appreciate it.
Yes, thank
And
you. Thank you both for having me on. I know Cross isn't here, but thank you both for allowing me to be on here. I hope
oh
that
yeah, no,
it
thank
was all
you,
right.
thank you.
Yes.
We appreciate it. Hopefully next time, if you do happen to hop on again,
Yeah.
Cross is feeling better, so that way he can ask you questions as well.
Yeah.
But again, and to anyone listening, thank you guys so much for listening. Do appreciate it. If you're watching it on YouTube, don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Share it with some people if you want to. Leave a comment as well. That helps with the whole algorithm and whatnot. Listening on Spotify or Google Podcasts, don't forget to leave a review for us. 5 stars. You know what I mean?
Mm.
But yeah, this is the episode that will go live today, I guess, if you're listening. Um, yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. Do appreciate it. And we'll see you guys again later. This is the Alt Tab podcast. And like Cross just said in the text, GG, go next. So, guys, have yourself a
All
good
right.
day and a great rest of your
Bye.
night. Peace out.